Godfrey Mwampembwa,
That's
Gado,
fine.
our friend. Welcome to Sahara TV again.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
So my contract was not extended, but basically what happened, that was as a result of the pressure from the government. I think for some time the government has been putting pressure on the media in Kenya and some media personalities, and I'm regarded, and I'm one of the people who has been a critic of the government. They haven't been very happy with my drawings, and what they did is to put pressure on the newspaper to let me go. And that's what happened. But we have now a court case in which and a legal process in place because I'm challenging that dismissal. So there are many levels of press control in Africa. In countries like Kenya, where it is fair to say that the press has made, a significant progress over the years. What you are seeing is the government trying to roll back some of those gains. And you do that by rather, trying to get a bit of control. They've been trying to threaten that by saying, introducing certain legislation. I think it is important that we remain vigilant and that that is protected, because it is also fair to say that Kenya has made significant progress in the area of free press. And we have seen the results of that. So that's what has been happening. Of course, you have countries where the situation is worse, where the press does not even enjoy freedom, where the journalists and media practitioners have suffered more. But in Kenya, it's slightly different, and there is a little bit of nuance in terms of how the government approaches this and how they want to go about it. Yeah, so it's a good question. I mean, I struggled with that for a while after I left Nation, because I figured out, yes, I mean, I can continue contributing online. But the reality is that I've always done that anyway. I've contributed online through and through throughout my career. But what is also important is to realize that print media still does have influence and importance in many African countries. And so the question is there room for me to work in print media? And I thought about this for a while, and yes, there is room for me to work. So I started working with the second largest newspaper in Kenya, simply because I feel that I can still contribute to the print media, and I was also assured that by the standard that we will editorial-wise we will work well, and we'll try to I will work as free as I can. Of course, there are always challenges, and it's not easy. We are going into an election, and as I said, also you still have the government that is putting a lot of pressure onto the media. So it's still challenging, but I think it could have been worse if I surrendered and say, look, I will just do my stuff online, because even working with the standards does not infringe me from contributing online. I still contribute to as many publications online and other outlets. I think with it all depends. I think with newspaper, because I was working with a very influential newspaper, with the reaching out regionally and across the country. It was always seen that as a critic, you reach out to as many people. When it came to working with the XYZ and in Kenya and Ogaza at the top in Nigeria, our reach was on online and on television. In Kenya, it's on online and television. We were having the same issues, but we were contributing on a weekly basis to begin with, and so that limits the number of people you reach, as opposed to editorial drawings that you do every day. But also, I think, it is also fair to say that in Kenya, newspaper, reach, more people as opposed to television. XYZ in the whole in the whole season, we estimate that we managed to reach up to 10 million, which is to say, you're talking of now we are doing a whole season of 6 months. But a newspaper actually, it's estimated in Kenya, for example, the Nation has a circulation of up to 150 up to 200 thousand copies, but the readership is said to be up to 1 million a day, and so you have those dynamics that still newspapers have a particular influence and a particular reach that television doesn't have. Yeah, it's always tricky. There are times you do a very, innocent, drawing, and then the next day it's, all hell, has broken loose, and you wonder what's going on. What my experience is over the years is that whenever you do, the head of state, there is always a problem. The editors who would, depending on how you do it, of course, but that's always challenging. And whereas I've never tried to shy away from, from that, that is always, problematic. Or, for example, if you do drawings on the members of his family, which is rare, to be honest. But also when you touch religious subjects, that's always a concern. Even
you put Kim Kardashian in a bikini.
No, actually, I can put Kim Kardashian in a bikini anytime. But you can imagine, yeah, but or in a bikini. Yeah, that one will be exactly, that will be an issue. Yeah. But yeah, if you draw, for example, religious figures, that's always a tricky one. The editors would always be jittery about that. I recently, I think, did a drawing which was actually interesting, because I did a drawing of Trump nailing a Muslim on a cross, and saying, look, I vote to protect Christianity. And a Muslim laying on the cross being nailed, and you had religious Muslim leaders that complained, and they went to the media council and said, look, he's desecrating our religion. And the cartoon basically was defending Muslims. It was saying that Mr. Trump is crucifying Muslims at the altar of Christianity. So you always have that. These are sensitive subjects, but I rarely avoid them. No, I'm safe. I think so far I'll be very honest about it. I think I've had my fair share of harassments, and but as an individual, I'm very safe, and I've worked and walked in Kenya for as many years. I think I would like to repeat that the gains that Kenya has made in freedom of press should be protected. I think that's important, because they mean a lot, for Africa and for the region. They should not, any government for that matter, should not be allowed to take them away. I'm always one of, I've always been a true disciple of Voltaire, and to paraphrase his famous saying that I will always defend your right, or the right of anybody to, or rather I would disagree with whatever you say, but I will defend your right to say it. I would rather defend to death your right to say it. So it's one of the things that we'll be struggling with for many years to come, but it's worth struggling for that. Yeah, we have very much. I mean, we have done that also with the our television products that we do. I have at the moment, put all my stuff on online and on mobile. I'm working actually currently. I'm working on a mobile app. Yes. So that one it's in the pipeline, and the idea would be also to reach as many people as you can. It's of course it's always tricky because you have to work with other organizations about this, but it is something that probably soon I will have it done.